Hello everyone. Today I practice reading the chapter 3 inspection of the GMP compliance for issuance of the certificate of satisfaction of conditions for pharmaceutical business with regard to manufacturers of pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material. Number one, document used as the basis for inspection of GMP compliance by a pharmacy's business establishment, although include in it application for certificate of satisfaction of the condition for pharmaceutical business as described in Clause 1, Article 38 of the Law on the Pharmacy to be specific. The document specified in the Clause 1 and Point A, Clause 2, Article 20 of the Decree Number 163 over the 2025 Government Decree. The government specified in Point 8 of this clause and document specified in Point A, Clause 1, Article 37 of the Decree Number 163 2025 Government Decree regarding manufacturers of the special control pharmaceutical products. Technical document about a manufacturer specified in Point A, Clause 2, Article 20 of the Decree Number 163 2025 Government Decree, which are prepared in accordance with guidelines for the site master file provided in the appendix. A to this circular or the site master file that is updated in the case of the change of scope of the operation. If a manufacturer applied for the issuance of both certificate of GMP compliance and certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for pharmaceutical business, this must be clearly written in its application for issuance of the certificate of satisfaction of conditions or for pharmaceutical business. If the manufacturer applying for issuance of the certificate of satisfaction of condition for pharmaceutical business that cover the manufacture of pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material sales or deliver pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material to wholesaler, retailer or health facilities document about the technologies and personnel under the principle of the Good Distribution Practice GDP for pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material as required in Point C, Clause 2, Article 20 of the Decree Number 163 2025 Government Decree also require the receiving authority shall expect its compliance with the both GDP and GDP in accordance with regulation on GDP. Article 6, Procedure for Inspection and GDP Compliance, Receipt and Application. Step application, products, application. Okay. The traditional medicine administration of the Vietnam is the manufacturer applies for the issuance of the certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for the pharmaceutical business that only cover the manufacture of the herbal material. Traditional pharmaceutical products and prepared traditional medicinal material only at the time of the submission. The drug administration of the Vietnam is the manufacturer applied for the issuance of the certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for pharmaceutical business that cover the manufacture of the pharmaceutical starting material including herbal material, chemical pharmaceutical products, herbal pharmaceutical products, vaccines, and biologicals, only at the time of the submission. The drug administration of the Vietnam is the manufacturers applied for issuance of the certificate of satisfaction of the condition for the pharmaceutical business that cover the manufacture of both one of the pharmaceutical product both of one of the pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material specified in the point A of this clause and one of the pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material specified in point B of this clause at the time of the submission. Procedures for receiving and processing the application. Upon receipt of a sufficient application prescribed in Clause 1, Article 5 of this circular, the receiving authority shall return the application received from the Met using the form number 1 in the appendix number 1 to the decree number 163/2025 government decree. Within 5 working days from the receiving of the valid application, within 5 working day from the receiving the valid application, the receiving authority shall be established an inspectorate and send the manufacturers and this decision on the inspectorate establishment. Specified expected date of the site inspection at the manufacturing facility within 7 days. Within seven working days from the date of the obtaining the establishment decision, and 3 working days if the manufacturers pharmaceutical products. Working day if the manufacturers manufacture pharmaceutical products and pharmaceutical starting material if the administrative procedures are priority specified in Clause 5, Article 7 in the law on the pharmacy. The inspectorate shall carry out a site inspection at the manufacturing facility. Article 7 procedure for the inspection and classification of the GMP compliance. Document used during the inspection of the GMP compliance comprise document about the WHO, GMP principle or GMP principle specified in point 8 and B, Clause 1 and Clause 2, Article 3 in this circular, equivalent to the manufacturer's manufacturing operations. Step 1. The inspectorate shall publish the decision on the inspectorate establishment, purposes, contains expected program for the inspection at the manufacturer's facility. Step 2. The manufacturer shall make a brief introduction of its organizational structure, personnel, and implementation or application of GMP or specific contents in conformity with the expected contents. Step 3. The inspectorate shall carry out a site inspection of the application of GMP at the manufacturing facility according to its specific content. If the manufacturer enter one or some state of the manufacturing process, only GMP apply to such state is expected. The inspection program may be adjusted to ensure practicality or according to the manufacturer's deficiencies detected during the inspection. Step 4. The inspectorate shall have a talk with the manufacturers about the deficiencies found during the inspection, if any. Inspect the level of each deficiency, discuss with the manufacturers in case the manufacturer does not agree with the inspectorate about the inspection of each deficiency or level of GMP compliance. Step 5. An inspection record is prepared and signed as follows. After reading agreement within manufacturers and inspectorate, submit an inspection record using the form number 3 in the appendix 10 to this circular. It shall clearly specify member of the inspectorate and the manufacturer's location, date, and scope of the inspection. Disagreement, if any, between the inspectorate and the manufacturers, it shall be signed by the head of the manufacturers and the chef of the inspectorate. The record shall be made into 2 copies among which one is kept by the manufacturer and another kept by the receiving authority. Step 6. The GMP inspection report is completed as follows. Within 5 work days from the date of the site the inspection record, the inspectorate shall prepare a GMP inspection report using the form number 4 in the appendix 10 to this circular and send to the manufacturers. The list, analysis, and classification of the deficiencies that need to be rectified by the manufacturers refers to corresponding clauses specified in legal documents and GMP principle, and inspection of the level of the GMP compliance must be included in the GMP inspection report. The deficiencies classification inspection of the level of the GMP compliance by the manufacturer specified to its production line are prescribed the appendix 9 in this circular. The GMP inspection report shall be made into 2 copies, among which one is kept by the manufacturers and another is kept by the manufacturers and the another is kept by the receiving authorities. The inspection of the manufacturer's compliance with the GMP specified in appendix 9 to this circular shall be carried out according to the following level. GMP level 1 manufacturers, GMP level 2 manufacturers, GMP level 3 manufacturers, GMP level 4 manufacturers. Article 8 processing result of inspection of the GMP compliance. Article 8 processing result of the inspection of the GMP compliance. The GMP inspection report indicates that the manufacturers comply with the GMP at level 1 as prescribed in point A close to Article 7 in this circular. Within 7 working day from the day of the cumulating the GMP inspection report, the receiving authority shall request the Minister of Health of the Vietnam to issue the certificate of satisfaction of the condition for pharmaceutical business according to the form number 13 in the appendix 10 to the decree number 163/2025 government decree and issue the certificate of GMP compliance according to the form number 5 in the appendix 10 of this circular if the manufacturer so requests. The scope of the manufacturing operation written on the certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for the pharmaceutical business shall be determined according to its production light of the which GMP compliance has been inspected. With this 5 working day from the date of the printing of the GMP inspection report, the receiving authority shall send a notice requesting the manufacturers to rectify the discovered deficiencies according to the form number 16 in appendix 1 to the decree number 133/2024 government decree together within the GMP inspection report to the manufacturers. Upon completion of the deficiencies, rectification of the manufacturers shall submit a rectification report including plant and evidences, a document, imaging video certificates of another documentary evidences. Within 20 days from the date of the cumulating the receipt of the certification report, the receiving authority shall inspect the result of deficiency rectification by the manufacturer according to the document specified in Clause 1 Article 7 of this circular. Prepare a report on the inspection of the deficiencies rectification by the manufacturers and conclude the level of the GMP compliance. The receiving authority shall be request the Ministry of Health and issue the certificate of satisfaction of accordance a condition for the pharmaceutical business and the certificate of GMP compliance if a manufacturer apply for it. According to the form number 5 in the appendix 10 of this circular, if the result deficiency rectification makes the manufacturer comply with the GMP and conclude that a manufacturer comply with GMP. The receiving authority shall be provide written explanation for its conclusion that the manufacturer has not complied with GMP within 6 months from the date on which the receiving authority sent the GMP inspection report containing the request for the deficiencies. rectification, the manufacturer shall submit a deficiency rectification report as described in point B, clause 2 of this circular, of this article. If the manufacturer for if the this article this article, the manufacturers failed to submit the deficiency rectification report by the aforementioned deadline for the receiving authority concludes that the manufacturers has not complied with the GMP within 12 months after the date of submitting the initial application. The application will be invalidated. Number three. If the GMP inspection report indicated the manufacturers comply with the GMP level 3 as the prescribed in point D, clause 3, article 7 in this circular, sequences the time of the procedure result that GMP compliant inspection as specified in clause clause 2 of this circular within 20 days from the date of completing the receipt of the rectification report. The receiving authority shall be carried out a site inspection for deficiency rectification at the manufacturing facility before concluding the level of the GMP compliance as described in clause 2, article 7 in this circular. Within 5 working days from the date of the completing the GMP inspection report, the receiving authority shall send a notificate of the manufacturer's failure to comply with the GMP according to the report to the manufacturers and shall be not issue the certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for the pharmaceutical business. In the case where the manufacturer does not agree with any deficiency started by the inspectorate within 30 days from the day of the completing the GMP inspection report and report on the inspection of the rectification activities, the manufacturer shall submit a permission conclosed within individual evidences, document in imaging, video, and certificate for such a deficiency to the receiving authorities within 10 days from the receipt of the petition. The receiving authority shall be reviewed GMP inspection report and petition submitted by the manufacturers and when necessary resort expert in the relevant field and respond to the manufacturers in writing. The written response must clear and specify to agree and disagree with the petition submitted by the manufacturers and reason for the disagreements. The above mentioned length of the time shall not be added to the time limit for the inspection. Within 5 working days from the date of issue, the certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for the pharmaceutical business, the receiving authority shall publish the following information on its website and web portal of the Ministry of Health of the Vietnam. Name of address of the manufacturer, full name of the sham pharmacist, person in the charge of the quality assurance, and number of his or her pharmacist practicing certificate, number of the certificate of the satisfaction of the condition for the pharmaceutical business. Scope of pharmaceutical business, scope of the manufacturing operation. D. Number of the certificate of the GMP compliant, if any. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you.